Okay, what is up, traders? What's up, tycoons? Super excited for today's video. We're going to do a nice breakdown of Quickswap. Okay, we're going to take a look at the actual price levels, break down the chart for you guys with some of the recent price action. So that way, if you're looking to trade, you can know some of the important levels to the upside as well as to the downside. We'll also go over a macro outlook of Quickswap and really break down where we are on the macro cycle so that you guys can understand the bigger picture. And then we're also going to go over price predictions and some of the things that I like about Quickswap and some of the potential there is in the atmosphere for Quickswap. So make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. This is a viewer request. I do viewer request every single week. So if you want to see your crypto, your token in the next video, all you got to do is comment down below and I'll make a video on it as soon as I can. So let's go ahead and hop right into it real quick. And we'll go ahead and break down what we're looking at. So we have the price action right here. We'll get into the chart and why some of these are some major levels and key important levels. But before we do that, I want to go into a nice presentation I have for you guys. So we'll start off here with some of the nice features that I like about Quick. Okay, so not only do you have staking, but you also have exposure to the gaming atmosphere, right? And crypto gaming, Web3 gaming is something that's really building and growing. It hasn't mastered into something fully efficient yet, but it's still very early in the atmosphere. Okay, so now QuickSwap is on the Polygon network. Okay, it's a decentralized exchange on Polygon. And so you get access to the Polygon Web3 gaming world, right? And there's 192 game projects, right? There's 86 live games, 41 free-to-play games. It's got a $2.7 billion total market cap with an $8 million trade volume. Now, as I mentioned, you can also stake your Quick. So you can go over here and go to their website and really check out, some of the staking features. We see the total value locked right now is about 170 million. Okay, we'll go on to the next slide. And something nice about it as well is that you can start yield farming there. Now, if you're not familiar with yield farming, I'm not going to go too in depth into yield farming here, but basically you take, two tokens that you have and you put them in a liquidity pool and then you get LP tokens. Okay. And you can, basically try to earn a percentage. And if you take a look, you can look at some of the APRs on the farm. I have 223%, 114% right here. If you put in USDC and Quick, you can get a 64.47 APR. So interesting stuff to definitely check out. Please remember, none of the video is financial advice. This is all informational, just going over some data and presenting some information to you, okay? Now, another thing that I like about it is that it's got the predictions market. So predictions is really cool. It's kind of a way of bringing options to the cryptocurrency market. If you're not familiar with options, they're basically highly leveraged assets that you buy to basically bet if something is going to go up or if something's going to go down. Now, not only do they have crypto predictions, but they have commodity predictions, right? So you can actually do this for like gold, for silver, copper, things like that, as well as stock predictions, right? So you can even use QuickSwap really to try and make money on Tesla without even owning any Tesla shares, by simply just betting, hey, is it going to go up or is it going to go down? And you can go ahead and check out, the features more in depth. But these are some of the cool things that QuickSwap is bringing to the table, as well as being decentralized, right? We all see how the centralized exchanges worked with FTX and the collapse there, and really just the thievery that happened by scam, brokeman, fraud. Big debacle. And what it's causing is it's bringing a lot more attention to these decentralized exchanges and dexes. Now, something that's pretty important, especially when we go over the charting and some of the price predictions here, is that they recently did to a 1 to 1,000 token split. Now, this was back in the end of March of 2022, so roughly about a year ago from the time of this recording. And if you notice, whenever you try to go to like a charting platform like TradingView or something like that, or even CoinMarketCap, they don't really have the new data out for Quick. So, if you're still holding the old Quick, it's very simple. You can go to QuickSwap and you can change it, and you can swap it here. You convert your old Quick to the new Quick. So that way it reflects the actual price, and that way you have the actual new Quick. It's going to be pretty important when it comes to staking and things like that, to make sure that you're using the new Quick now and not the old Quick after the split. Okay. And, there's a couple reasons why people did it. Now, not only did you get the vote, but this meme right here, or this GIF, whatever you want to call it, really summarizes it and highlights it in a really good well in a really good way. It says, what do you think about the quick token split? I don't think it makes any difference. It does. It will increase the value and market cap of the token. I don't think so. And it says, people prefer to buy 1,000 units than 1 unit of anything. True. I'm voting yes then. And that is something that's relatively true. Now, whether it increases the value in the market cap of the token, long term, that will be, we'll have to wait and see. All right, it's definitely been a bear market, and Quickswap has, been exposed to that bear market as well, and really just dropping. But in an overall sense, generally, especially with these coins, people like the ability to buy 1,000, 10,000, a million tokens. It kind of just has a better ring to it, than buying 1 unit and or just buying 10 or 100 tokens, right? If you can buy 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, a million at a time, kind of hypes people up and is what a lot of other cryptocurrencies tend to do. So, it goes over all the details right in here. There was an 84% vote in favor of the token split. And so that meant that their max supply increased from 1 million to 1 billion. And, if you had one quick before, you'll now hold 1,000 of the new quick, right? And it goes over some of the conversion ways and really what to do. But yeah, we'll go into the next slide here. Okay. So this is a good way to visualize some of the potential that Quickswap has. Right. We're comparing it to some other exchanges here, some other decentralized exchanges and other types of platforms and staking platforms and yield farming platforms. So we have Trader Joe as the first one. Okay. So if Quickswap was to get to the current market cap of Trader Joe, that would be a 2.53x. Now, again, this thing is calculating it based on the old price of Quick before the split. So you have to divide this price by 1,000. Okay, so this would put Quick at about 14 cents per token, roughly a 2.5x. Now, if it was to get to the current market cap of SushiSwap, right? And remember, this is the current market cap. This isn't the market cap during a bull market, right? The bull market, the market caps were a lot bigger and a lot more pumped up. So these are, comparing it to the bear market caps. If it gets to the bear market cap of sushi, that would be roughly a 9x and put it at about 50 cents a coin. Okay, same thing also with INJ, Injective Protocol. That's another one that's roughly a 9.57x, put it right around 54 cents a token. Over here, we have Pancake Swap. This is one of the biggest ones and most popular. That would put it at about $1.42 per token. And then we have Curve. We have Curve Finance over here. That would be roughly a 28x, and that would bring it up to about $1.57 per token. And then we have Uniswap, which is really the big dog out of all of them. And that would be a 186x if Quickswap was to get to the market cap of Uniswap. And that would bring it up to about $10.47 per token. Now, remember, this isn't me saying that it's going to happen, that we're going to get to the market cap of Uniswap, but this just helps visualize and really kind of understand, some of these predictions that people make when they say, oh, it's going to 10x, or, oh, it's going to 100x, or, oh, it's going to 1000x. You can kind of really understand what would have to happen. And if those things do happen, what would happen to the price and how it would affect the price. Okay. So now we'll go into more of the macro atmosphere. If you look here, this is the Wall Street cheat sheet, psychology of a market cycle. And it goes over the euphoric stages as well as, the crash phases, the crash and burn phases. And if you take a look, this is what euphoria looks like and basically what the 2020 to 2021 bull market looked like, right? It starts off with disbelief, then you get hope, optimism, belief, thrill, and euphoria, right? And in thrill and euphoria, this is when people are going crazy, right? This is when Michael Saylor is coming out and giving his famous speech where he's telling everybody, if the best thing that you could do right now is tell your grandma, tell your grandpa, tell your neighbor about Bitcoin, tell them to buy Bitcoin, right? That's what's happening over here in these thrill euphoria phases where they're saying, hey, I'm going to buy even more on margin. I'm going to go even more leverage. They got to tell everyone to buy it. Euphoria is in when you feel like a genius and you feel like everyone's going to be rich. Everyone you told about it should be thanking you, and they all owed it to you because you're the one who made them rich, right? Then you go through complacency, and this is when things start to pull back and consolidate really, and you're saying to yourself, hey, we just need to cool off for the next rally, right? This is just a dip, we're cooling off, and then we're about to go back to the moon. Then you start getting anxiety, right? And it says, why am I getting margin calls? This dip is taking longer than expected. And this is what happened to a lot of like hedge funds related to cryptocurrency, right? You have Three Arrows Capital, you have BlockFi, you have all of these companies that are really just were over leveraged and then weren't able to pay off their debts and are going into bankruptcy, right? You have denial, you have panic, you have capitulation, anger, depression, and then the cycle ends where it also begins. It ends in disbelief, and that's where the bull market rally starts, right? It starts in disbelief, then that leads to hope, optimism, thrill, euphoria, etc. So keep an eye on how this chart looks, and let's take a look at the chart for Quickswap. All right, if you take a look, this looks like our complacency over here, right? Then we start to get some anxiety. Okay, notice how this is September 2021. The bear market pretty much started in Q4 of 2021 in the cryptocurrency market. And you can take a look, right? This is our euphoria and then complacency, right? It starts off with complacency, goes to anxiety, denial, panic, okay? And so here's our complacency, here's our anxiety, here's our denial, and then here's our panic right here. Okay, and if you take a look, we're somewhere in between right now. I can't guarantee, I don't have, a crystal ball. I can't tell you guys the future, but we're somewhere in between this area right now, just based on the psychology of a market cycle. Okay, we've already gone through some complacency, anxiety, denial. I'm sure some people are panicking right now, but if we take a look, okay, at the current chart, we're somewhere stuck in between capitulation, anger, and depression. All right, and that's what this really long drawn out phase is right here. And this is the longest phase of the chart. If you take a look, the run up to euphoria, okay, is very quick. And then the drop down to anger is also very quick. The longest part of the chart is going to be the phase between capitulation, anger, depression, and disbelief. All right. If you combine this together, all of this is about the same length of time that this is right here. So, your bull market is just as is about half as long as this, and then this crash is about half as long as this whole consolidation period. And so that's where we're at right now, is on a larger scale, on a macro scale. We're stuck somewhere in, depression, anger, capitulation, and it's going to take a while, right? And we may see some big swings to the upside, we may see some big swings to the downside. So there's always going to be trading opportunities, but when you look at the grand scheme, right? And again, this Quickswap chart right here is showing it pre-split, right? So this is $60. So really it would be less than $60. It would be $60 divided by 1,000. Okay, but if you take a look, it's been just a massive drop. And we're definitely in the longest cycle right now, and it's going to take some time to get out of it. Right now, we've been in the cycle for a while, so there's a possibility it could end soon, or there's a possibility it could take months more, it could take years more before we get out of these cycles. And you always have to remember, not every single altcoin is going to go back to its all-time highs. All right, that's just not realistic. All right, there's going to be winners and there's going to be losers, and it's up to you to try to, really dive deeper into the projects rather than just a cool picture or a cool looking token or a cool name behind a project, and really figure out, is there any substance there? Are they trying to increase value? Is there any type of utility behind the token? Things like that. So that's why I briefly just went over some of the things about Quickswap that makes it cool, that, some of the things that I like about it. And you have to do a little bit more research and see if those things are going to be able to really expand and develop and gain more attention, more users to Quickswap, and bring some more money to that area. But for now, we'll go ahead and hop back over to TradingView now and take a look at some of the current price action. So we have this green box and this red box here. Obviously, you can see that what these are is, this is going to be our overhead supply zone, and this is our below demand zone. All right, and so the way that these works is, the demand zone is simply an area where there's buy orders present, and there's an imbalance of buy orders that continue to push the price higher. All right, now eventually all of these orders get filled, and the imbalance will go away. Same thing with the supply zone, right? This is an imbalance of sell orders up here where, that those sell orders sitting up here, whether they're limit orders, a lot of times it's a bunch of limit orders, or sometimes it's fresh market orders coming in. That imbalance pushes the price lower while the demand imbalance pushes the price higher. So these are the main zones that we're really looking at. Okay, it's going to be about 69 up to about 76.84 is our overhead supply zone right now. Now remember, all of the charting platforms and like things like CoinMarketCap, they don't have really the adjusted data and the new data out for the new Quickswap token, for the new Quick. All right, so that's the reason we're charting the old Quick right now. Is you're not going to be able to find a chart really, or I haven't been able to find a good charting platform that reflects the price of the new Quick after the split. All right, but besides that, what we're doing is we're looking for a 5-wave impulsive move to the upside, right? So that's what our structure is here. We're looking for. Now, if you notice, there's 3 yellow lines I have multiple times on the chart. What it is these are the major Fibonacci retracement levels: the 38.2, the 50%, and the 61.8% retracement level. The reason you use these is because nothing moves in a straight line down and nothing moves in a straight line up. You get a move up, retracement, continuation higher, or a move down, retracement, continuation lower. All right, that's how you spot trend continuation. And if you see, we've moved up, we came down, retraced to our 3 levels, continued higher, retraced. We're currently testing our 3 major support levels: 60.92, 58.76, and 56.59. If we can hold these levels and stay above them, then we have the chance of completing our 5-wave structure to the upside and battling our overhead supply zone. Now, when we come into this range, there's a possibility we could see what's happened here in the past and we get a strong price movement down. What you want to see, okay, is you want to see absorption and consolidation in this area. You want to see, the candles come up here and absorb some of that selling pressure without getting sharp moves to the downside. Right. And so what that can look like is it could look something like this, where we pull back, come back into it, consolidate, pull back, come back into it. And ultimately we eat up the sell orders in the supply zone and are able to break out past it. Now, other than that, if we don't do that, most likely we're going to face some type of resistance up here and get a rejection and push back down lower. But we just need to keep monitoring the 3 major retracement levels each time we make a new high. If we continue to hold those retracement levels, then we have the possibility of continuing the upwards trend that we're in currently, right? So, that's really a good breakdown of why you use these levels. We're holding our levels here currently. That's a good sign. Things are following the structure. We're in our wave 4 structure right now. What we need to look out for is a potential reversal where we come up, retrace, we're consolidating, and we break through our retracement levels. If we do, most likely we're going to come back down and test this prior demand zone that we've had and potentially find buyers in there to push the price back up. Or we do the same thing up here that we were just talking about, where we consolidate and absorb a lot of those buy orders and end up pushing lower. So right now we're at some key critical levels. It's going to be pretty important to see what we do if we continue to push higher, or if we break these and possibly come back down and test our previous demand zone right around 44.60 all the way down to 37.97. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I do these viewer requests every single week, so all you got to do to see your crypto, your ticker, whatever it is in the next video is simply comment down below. And I appreciate you making it this far. If you did and you enjoyed this video, you're most likely going to enjoy one of these next 2 videos as well, so make sure to click on one of those.